Volkswagen says it is going to terminate a job security agreement that has been in place with workers for the last 20 years.
Woes of the manufacturing and the German sort of auto industry for a long period of time. What we got today is the proposal for Volkswagen.
Hey, have you heard Volkswagen is not standing tall in Germany? Yes, you heard that right. There's a lot going on in the company and we're going to talk about it all in this video. So stay with us until the end of the video to find out what is the reality behind this downfall. Let's get started. The CEO of Volkswagen is a big car company known for making stylish Golfs and cute Beetles. Life should be sweet, right? Germany's companies make millions of cars every year and the people who work there are confident in the safety of their jobs. However, once issues start to come from everywhere, you're forced to shut down plants in Germany, which is something your company has never done before. Even the brand new electric cars won't be able to save Volkswagen from this mess. A lot of cars that are ready to be sold are in their garage, but the competitor moves across the street and starts selling cars for ridiculously low prices. You're having a bad time now, and that's pretty much what's going on with Volkswagen. But China is not just the next door country, it is the enemy. The companies in China have joined the fight, and they have some really cool electric cars and government grants and loans. Yes, the Chinese government has helped its automakers make more advanced and more cheap electric cars for more than 10 years. It's kind of like going into war and finding out that your enemy has a secret weapon. This time, it's money. Volkswagen is now in a tough spot. Even though they have tried their hand at the electric vehicle market, they're still mostly making cars with gas engines because they can't compete with the lower prices. In this price war, even the electric cars made in China are under pressure, which makes things worse. The current situation is known as a price war, a real race to see who can sell cars for less money and still make money. Warning, it's not easy to win this game. Now, you might be wondering, why are electric cars from China so much cheaper? To begin, China has been a big investor in electric vehicle technology for a long time. They've been driving electric cars for a while now instead of just following the crowd. Modern electric cars don't have to be very expensive thanks to huge tax breaks that these companies are getting like candy. And you'll make some sales if you can offer a high-quality item at a lower price. Unfortunately, Volkswagen is in a tough spot right now, and it can't just match those low prices without losing money. As more people choose electric cars, it's more traditional gasoline-powered cars that are losing popularity. Also, the electric cars made in China are not selling as well as hoped because their local competitors are giving them terrible deals. The European Union steps in to stop this price war by asking automakers in their own countries to stop trying to compete with China price cuts. The EU wants to level the playing field by suggesting that Chinese electric cars should be taxed more. And what's worse is that Volkswagen might not really be able to fix the problem because of this. The taxes have not been put into place yet. It's still not clear what they will do, and by the time they do, if they do anything, damage may have already been done. In addition, these taxes may also have an effect on some Volkswagen cars that are made in China. It definitely is painful, as it really is a double-edged sword. To put it simply, Volkswagen is in a terrible situation. It has to deal with Chinese competitors who are the market leaders in electric vehicles, and the possibility that German factories will close, and the EU's possible involvement that comes too late or not at all. The company just told the shocking truth. They might have to shut down plants in Germany, and the company Volkswagen did start out in Germany. Volkswagen has never shut down these plants, so doing so would be a historic move. You can be sure that they were very upset to hear this because they had always promised their employees stable jobs. In fact, recently 16,000 workers got together to talk to Volkswagen management about what was going on. Daniela Cavallo, who is the leader of the Workers' Council, said some unpleasant things. We need to make sure that Volkswagen keeps making money. People who work there are in a bit of a bind. They don't want to lose their jobs, but they also know that everyone will be in a much worse shape in the long run if the business keeps losing money. Are you too thinking, can't the employees do something to stop the closure? Beatrix Kim, an expert from the Center for Automotive Research, thinks that the workers can't change what's happening right now. She thinks that Volkswagen needs to find a fair middle ground, just like they did when they cut the work week to avoid layoffs 20 years ago. In order to save jobs, they switched to a 4-day work week, which worked. This time, though, things are harder. It's not enough just to keep factories running that are not making any money. It might not be possible to avoid taking this unpleasant pill. The workers were not at all happy after their meeting with management. Some of them said they'd never seen the board of the company and the Workers' Council so far away from each other. When the Workers' Council spoke, people cheered. Still, when the board spoke up, having fun with a lot of making fun. They are scared as workers. They're angry that the company that they worked for years might be failing them and are afraid of losing their jobs. The situations are tough, and the stress is high. The main question is, what can Volkswagen do to get back in the game? How are they going to compete with these better, cheaper Chinese electric cars? The problem is too complicated for an easy answer. It has been talked about that the European automakers could work together to make a supercar company that could fight with China. Think of it as the Airbus of planes. If Volkswagen, BMW, Mercedes, and other companies work together, they might be able to compete with China's market domination. But Beatrix Kim doesn't think that that's the best thing to do. She believes that merging into a single huge European car maker might make things even worse. If you have so many names under one roof, it might be hard to keep everything organized. Instead, she thinks that making things easier for Volkswagen might be the answer. Volkswagen is now a huge, complicated company with 9 different car brands, as well as banking services and other divisions. They could streamline their operations to cut costs and make them more effective. Even though a lot of people are talking about organizing and cutting costs, Beatrix also makes a good point. China's competition isn't just about price. It's about trust and how the company is seen. People in Europe might not want to switch to a Chinese name even if it costs less. Building trust takes time, and European companies like Volkswagen still have a good reputation. So the German company does have a reason to be hopeful. One more interesting twist, Germany is a long way behind other European countries when it comes to buying electric cars. Electric cars are being made in Germany, but the market isn't growing as quickly as it is in other countries. And it's not just about the price. It has to do with the ways that Germans normally drive. To switch to electric cars, you need to change the way you think, and you just can't do that by making them cheaper or better. Volkswagen must therefore get German drivers to switch to electric cars, which is a challenge. It's not just about making cars, it's about changing how people think about transportation. You might be thinking if Volkswagen has any chance at all with everything going on. There are still a lot of good things about the business, even though things look bad right now. They have been making cars for decades and are one of the biggest in the world. The Volkswagen Group as a whole, which includes the Audi and Porsche names, is still making money. In fact, Volkswagen is the only name that's having trouble right now. If they can end this price war, make their businesses process better, and keep the money coming in, electric cars might make it. But it will take time. And along the way, maybe some tough decisions will have to be made, like shutting down companies or letting workers go. Certainly, the car business is changing quickly, and Volkswagen will need to adapt to stay ahead of the competition. Volkswagen is just in a bit of a jam. China is a tough rival for them because its government-backed automakers make great electric cars at very low prices. Because of this, Volkswagen is now in a price war that it's losing. The European Union is trying to help by putting higher taxes on Chinese cars, but it might be too little too late. Volkswagen workers are worried about their jobs because the company is thinking about shutting down its operations in Germany. The Workers' Council is fighting to keep jobs, but some tough choices will have to be made for the business to stay successful. Volkswagen also has to deal with the fact that it's hard to get German users to switch to electric cars as the market there hasn't taken off yet. But even with all these problems, there is still hope. Volkswagen could come out of this better than ever with a little luck, smarter investments, and well-thought-out moves. After all, they've been in charge of the auto business for a long time, and it's not likely they're going to give up that power so easily. What is your advice on Volkswagen's current status in Germany? Do share with us in the comment section below. If you enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel.